I went on retirement. And when I went on retirement, I joined this group that Mrs. of Soweto Retired Professional Society. And before I could be active in this group, I got a call from the Department of Health. Mrs. Maiso, do you ever watch TV? I said, yes, I do. Then they said, have you seen the nurses in Natal? Because there was this cholera outbreak in Natal. I said, yes. Then they said, those nurses are tired. How about you organizing nurses and going to help in Natal? I said, I'm a paper nurse, as you know. I've not done practical work for a long time. Then they said, please just organize people. And from this group of retired nurses, we went to Natal. And it was a group of 30 nurses who went to Natal. And we helped in cholera. And it was such an experience. My first seeing WHO in person, something that one was teaching about. And World Health Organization was there to come and help. South African Defense was there. They would come and pitch up tents. And in SADF we have doctors, we've got nurses and so forth. And there was this group of nurses from Gauteng. And when we got there, what amazed me when I got there, because I was now the coordinator of the group, and we would have meetings like this every morning. And for the first time, I saw with my own eyes a multidisciplinary team, which I was always teaching about, but I had never seen it in action. Here was this person from the Department of Forestry and Water Works coming to talk about water. There was somebody from the Department of Health talking about health. There was a community person. And here was I talking about Gauteng nurses and placement of these Gauteng nurses. So a headman, traditional leader, sitting there. This traditional leader impressed me no end. He knew everything that was taking place in his village. And he would come with numbers. So many households have been affected by cholera. So I think we need help. Then they would take statistics. Now, I must now go back, group up these 32 nurses and say there's such and such a place is a hot spot, so these nurses must go and help there. Communicate with SADF, they would come and pitch tents on top of a mountain. And we were at the part of Zululand that is very mountainous. So that area, all those areas. And in 3 months' time, cholera had tailed off. And that has been an experience I can never forget. What was also interesting, now as a coordinator you've got to go and see what the people are doing. Then you have to come and write reports and report to the Minister of Health. And so during the day I would go to a show, I go to this place. In the evening I write reports and I send it to the MEC. And what was pleasing was, each time I walked into a tent, it didn't matter where, on top of a mountain or where, and we're using 4x4s because the roads were impassable. I'd find a nurse from Bar. Mrs. Maya, it was so pleasing. I said, a nurse will always be a nurse. And this really pleased me. After 3 months, cholera had tailed off, came back. And the Minister of Health then said, I'm going to use you people as my advisors. So we had a hero's welcome when we came back home. They had a small function for us, but we had our big award, which was given by the Department of Health. And this Minister of Health then said, I said I would like you to use you as my advisors. You come from Soweto, and in Soweto there's only one hospice, and it's an 8-bedded hospice. It's in full. I would like you to go and start a hospice for the sprawling township of Soweto. And this is how we started this hospice. And she has touched on it, Mrs. Bongana, and the naming of the hospice, footprints, that we are leaving our footprints on the sands of time. And also footprints from the biblical side of things. When you were in trouble, I was carrying you. That's why you only see 2 footprints.
And during that time, the clinics were burnt down. But Orlando Clinic wasn't burnt. That's where I was working as a matron. Because I mentioned many other things educational. Being a tutor, a matron, and things like that. But when the government was taking over the municipal clinics, we had to take over the clinics. So I was placed at Orlando. And among the clinics that was banned, Orlando was the only one that wasn't banned because they knew I came from here. I agreed it was the community banning the place. I found that it had not been banned. And as I came back again now, finding them closed, that already started because the hospital was piling with patients. It stayed there days and days. Then I had to join the doctors who were doing primary health care, helping with the examination of patients. And I ran the clinics at that time. Then we had to reopen these clinics. I went to our matron, our senior matron. We'd like to reopen the Soweto clinic. They said, no, you can't. Those people are fighting. Mrs. Mayeki, so I was at the college at that time. Then I organized several blood transfusion, transport, then packing the garage. 16 vehicles that we are going to put a float through Soweto. I said, no, those people are fighting. I said, but that's my people. We are going to go out there and tell them that we want to reopen the clinics because we can't have the patients lying there weeks on end without treatment. It was such a successful. This was in 1979. It was a successful float. And the clinics were reopened. We started with deep roof. He said, I said, we are going to be mascots to the doctors because we're working with doctors at the time. Then the clinics were opened. We started with deep roof, Orlando, and so on. So the clinics were reopened. So when we opened the hospice, seeing us here, they still link us with that past. But there's quite a lot that we did and we couldn't repeat everything. And the corpse, other icon.
Would you like to share the story?
I don't know if this day is a suitable day for me. Because we're moving towards month end, I'm responsible for salaries and so on. I would appreciate it if you could come back because our stories are more or less the same. My father was also a teacher, my mother a teacher.